All right, can I retire at 60 with $500,000 saved for retirement, and should I claim Social Security early? That's what we're going to look at. We're going to dive into the software, and I'm going to show you why this couple should claim Social Security at 62, not delaying their Social Security, and I'll go through the different reasons why that is. Are you ready for that? Because I know I just said something that you don't hear a lot of financial advisors talk about, and that's claiming Social Security early. All right, so here's what we got. We've got Drew and Valerie. Obviously, that's me and my wife. The names have been changed on this couple to protect the innocent. Now, they are both 60 years old. They do live in Florida, so they have a low state and local tax, but they still have federal taxes, so that's something we do need to look at. And they're both retired. So, we're already in retirement. Now, they came to me after they retired and said, hey, when should we claim Social Security, and are we going to be okay? Now, I was doing a full financial EKG for these individuals. Would have loved for them to come to me before they retired and ask those questions, but it's okay that they came to me afterwards. Hey, we're going to work wherever you are at. And if you want a financial EKG, in the description below is a link to get in touch with us, and we can go through a retirement plan for you that's individualized. Because you can get a retirement plan anywhere. You can get a free plan at Vanguard. You can get a free plan at Fidelity. But you can only get your financial EKG with me. All right, so here we go. So Social Security benefits. Now for Drew at 62, it's $1,750. For Valerie at 62, it's $2,100. Now she was the primary breadwinner for most of their lives. So let me show you the Social Security differences here. So for her, her full retirement age is 67 because she was born after the year 1960. The benefit at 67 would be $3,000. For him, it would be $2,500. And you can see how there's a difference and how they grow as we wait. So at 63 for her, it's $2,250, $2,400, $2,600, $2,800, $3,000. And if you delay even longer, $3,240, $3,480, and $3,720. Now that all looks fine and dandy, but we've got to get to these ages first, and we have to think about where's the income going to come from if we delay Social Security, and what are the taxes going to be like on those assets. So for them, they have traditional IRAs, 2 of them plus the bank. And so if they're going to delay Social Security, all of their income is going to come from their IRAs. So does it make sense to delay Social Security and start taking money out of their IRA early? Pay the taxes now. There's no penalty, but pay those taxes now to delay Social Security? Or do we delay Social Security now, defer the IRAs, allow those IRAs to continue to grow? What I would like to see is when we get to our mid-70s, our mid-80s, that we still have a nest egg there. We haven't drained it all. And so you've got to look at this on an individualistic approach, because when we get to our 70s and 80s, there's going to be long-term care, there's going to be things that we're going to need money for. So if we drain all our assets first, have a larger Social Security benefit, what are we going to do if we have an emergency? So let's talk about that. Let's look at that. So we're going to look at taking Social Security at 62. Now there's no pension benefits. And if you look at assets, you can see they basically have 3 different assets. Drew has an IRA for $150,000. Valerie has an IRA of $350,000, and they have a bank account of $15,000. Okay, so they've got $515,000 in total retirement assets. This is our emergency fund, this $15,000, so we're not really counting that in their retirement savings. We're only counting these 2 IRAs. They're not making any contributions because they're not working. They are retired. They do have a home that is paid for $400,000. So we've got about $900,000 in total net worth, of which $500,000 is being used for retirement income, $15,000 is an emergency fund, and $400,000 is a protected asset. It's a physical asset that we could do a reverse mortgage down the road. We could sell it, you know, rent, whatever. So it's there. It's not necessarily something we want to do, but it's there if we need to. All right. Now, from a rate of return standpoint, we're going to look at a 6% rate of return. on all assets. Oops, missed 6% there. And I can show you if we take it down to 5% and 4%, we might get into that in this video, we might not, depending on the length of the video. But what I really want to concentrate on today is Social Security. Now, from an expense standpoint, their expenses are $5,000 per month, and we're going to look at a 3% inflation rate. Okay, so that's $60,000 a year that they need off of their retirement investments, or a combination of Social Security and retirement investments. Again, we're talking about taxes and what makes the most sense. So let's go to taxes. So we're going to take Social Security early. So we need to go to that year. I want to show you something. So this is the year 2023. They are 60. We're not taking Social Security yet. So at 60, they've got to take out $50,559 from their assets to pay for everything they need to do, right? And we're looking at this kind of mid-year, so that's why it's $50,000, not the 60. Okay, so it's March. So if we take out the standard deduction of $27,700, that means our taxable income, or our tax, is $2,318. That means we're in the 4.57% projected federal tax rates. It's really low. It's really, really good. Now let's go to 2024. Let's go for a whole year of income. So here we go, $64,649. Now you might think, what's the extra income? That's inflation and taxes. Okay, remember their expenses are $5,000 a month with inflation. So we've got $64,649 came out of our retirement investments that we're hopefully earning 6% a year on. That's what we're projecting. We have a standard deduction of $27,700. That means taxable income's $37,101. So we have our base tax, over base. So our federal tax is $4,000, which now puts us at the 6.19. So we've gone 2 years of taking out $50,000 and $60,000. Now we're going to go into our third year, and now we're going to start taking Social Security. What's that going to do to our taxes? So let's go to 2025. Now look at this. Here's our taxable Social Security, $7,073. You might be thinking, Drew, why is it only $7,000 taxable? It's because we're using provisional income. Provisional income is taking your investment income, like your IRAs, ordinary income, plus interest, plus half of your Social Security, plus any tax-free interest. That gives your provisional income, and that determines how much of your Social Security is taxable. Well, for them, their provisional income is only causing $7,000 of their Social Security to be taxed. Now they're taking all of their Social Security, which we did it on the board, so all of their Social Security is $46,200 at 62. But only $7,000 of that $46,200 is being calculated into their taxes. And so we have some taxable withdrawals here. This is just because of inflation and taxes. Here's our standard deduction of $27,700. Now our total tax is $154, which puts us in the 0.53% tax bracket. So we were already in a really low tax bracket, but now we're in the 0.53 tax bracket. You following me? Let's go to 2026. Now we're in a zero tax bracket. Look at that. Zero. Now why are we in a zero tax bracket? Because we've had Social Security for the whole year. Now in the last scenario, or I'm sorry, in the last year in 2025, their Social Security didn't kick on for a couple months. But now we've had a whole year of Social Security. So again, our taxable Social Security is $5,373. Our money that we need out of our investments is $18,898 for extra income with inflation and taxes. Standard deduction, look at those zeros. So from the year 2026, so from age 63 to age 73, they're pretty much going to be at zero under the current tax code. Now we all know that taxes are going to change in 2027. So let's go to 2027 and let's adjust taxes. So the year 2027, let's do a 25% increase on taxes. We'll save that. So now we've adjusted taxes by 25% for the year 2027. That's back to the Obama era taxes. Because that's what will happen. If the Trump tax code's not extended or refined or they change it, it reverts back to the Obama era. All right, so now let's look at, can I retire? right? We've retired at 60. How long is our money going to last? Because that's really the question we need to know. Are we going to delay Social Security? Are we going to take it early? How long is our money going to last? Now, in their case, here, let's look at this. So we're at age 60. We have no pension and no Social Security. Remember, we're going to take it early, but we don't have anything else between those early years. So our assets go from 515 down to 455 because we're having to use that for retirement income. But then at age 62, our Social Security kicks on, which means our expenses at $5,423 subtracted from our Social Security means we only need $1,500 a month. Now that does increase with inflation, and eventually at 92, we're out of spendable assets, but we do have this house. So it's not a bad scenario, right? We could reverse mortgage the house, we could sell it. So taking Social Security early for them made the most sense tax-wise, and it got them into their early 90s, retiring at 60 with $500,000. Now, let's go back, because I hear a lot of you talking about it. Should they delay Social Security? Let's look at it. Let's go back to the calculator. Let's put them at 67, save that, and let's just look at it. Let's go to taxes. Let's change the brackets back down. Oh, we're going to increase in 2027, so let's keep that. So let's go to 2024, that's a full year. So this is not going to change. There's 6.19. 2025, 6.49. So we're paying taxes. Remember at age 62, we weren't paying any taxes. Taking Social Security early. Here we're still paying taxes. Now it's just a little bit. $4,000 here, $4,000 there. Here's our increase, 8.55. Now we're paying about $6,200. But let's go to retirement and see what that does. Oh wow, look at this. Now we're going to delay Social Security to 67, but look what it does. We're out of money at 86. Remember, at 62, we were out at 92. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Now, how long did we delay Social Security? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. By delaying Social Security 7 years, we ran out of income 7 years earlier than we did claiming Social Security at 62. Now, does this work for everybody? Is this your situation? Should you run out and claim Social Security at 62? I don't know. You need to contact me. We need to do a Social Security optimization schedule. We need to do a retirement EKG. We need to do a financial EKG to make sure you can get to retirement, through retirement, protect your ability to stay in retirement. But I wanted to show you why for them it made sense to collect early, to save on taxes, to use that retirement income for those first 2 years, take that Social Security. I'm not worried about RMDs as much because, again, showing it in the software with increased taxes, they're out at 92 years old. So if the tax code stays where it's at or increases, they're going to be okay. And so it just when you're running your financial EKG, it has to be based on you. All right? Well, hey, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.